Hey guys, Kyle the Death Note of Anime here, bringing you my review for One Piece chapter 886. And right off the bat, I have to say this chapter was interesting because I feel it really demonstrated um what I can only describe as Oda's intellectual genius in writing One Piece, because a lot of what this chapter was focusing on just the intellectual. A lot of times I felt it was focused. There were a lot of moments in this I feel it might have been hinting at a lot of stuff that focuses on the intellectual side of One Piece. I know it doesn't really show itself often, but trust me, it does. And this is one of those chapters I think it did. But yeah, well, let's just get into it. And right off the bat, can we just say Bege was one of the main highlights of this chapter, because with him willingly going back to save Chiffon despite the danger just proves what we've already known, which is when it comes to family and crew, he'll sacrifice life and limb for them, and it just makes him a total boss, a total badass. And I think one thing that was actually really showcased here is just how much Chiffon and Bege genuinely love each other, and that for them is was more than and that it for them, like Big Mom forcing Chiffon to marry Beige. It could I think this does prove it was definitely more than an arranged marriage to them. Like it was genuine love. I mean, for God's sakes, that they of course they had a son together, I guess. But I mean, they had a son, of course. So I guess that's already that already, I guess, proves just how much in love they were. And I just love how much the crew actually how much Gage's crew, the Fire Tank pirates themselves, actually do love do in fact care for Chiffon, like with them with them calling her madam and whatnot. Like, it just proves that Beige isn't the only one who loves her. Like, it's a mutual thing of both Beige and the Fire Tank pirates all genuinely care for Chiffon. And yeah, I just really love that. I think that's definitely one of One Piece's strengths, is when it showcases the side that shows that a ragtag bunch of pirates that a ragtag bunch can pretty much be a better family than your actual blood relatives. And with Big Mom's family, that ain't no exception. Especially with the way Oven was just beating on Chiffon in this chapter. It was like, dude, what the fuck? That's your sister. Like, Jesus. Like, I wanted to. There were many times throughout this chapter I wanted to punch Oven in the fucking face, and I'm glad that Sanji actually did kind of. I'm glad that Sanji actually did kick Oven. Like, just seeing Sanji kick Oven was just beautiful. So yeah. And as a quick note on that, it looks like my prediction was right, that Sanji tried to escape with a disguise, but ended up getting somewhat caught. Like, I don't think it was I don't think to Oven. I don't think it was like an official reveal, but Oven definitely realized that it wasn't that it definitely wasn't it definitely wasn't Pound that it definitely was Pound who pretty much attacked him. It was it was one of those things where, yeah, he didn't technically know, but it is definitely implied that he definitely knows that something was up, and he probably does kind of know that Sanji is pretty much there now. So yeah. Um, Also, in this chapter, it looks like Luffy and Katakuri are about to enter round two of their fight, and I will, like, on one hand. On one hand, of course, it's like, yeah, it would have been like, I guess on one hand, I suppose we could argue that I think this round two is definitely going to provide Luffy a lot of development in his hockey, so to speak, from what we learned. But the other, like, I think a part of me almost wonders if Oda did this in order to shut up all the people who were saying that Luffy's running away too much. But it does showcase in the chapter that Luffy running away, it did actually have a purpose. He was just trying to reserve and save up his energy. So it looks like Luffy is almost raring. But by the end of the chapter, it looks like Luffy's almost raring and ready to go for round two. And I cannot freaking, and honestly, it looks like this round two. right off the bat, I love how Rayleigh's past words to Luffy in this chapter do actually make legitimate sense when he was talking about when you see that little flashback of Rayleigh saying how how pretty much the more powerful enemies that Luffy faces with using the more powerful enemies Luffy faces, the stronger his hockey becomes. And that's actually one of the, like I said in the beginning of this review, it is one of those things that definitely showcases the actual intellectual side of One Piece, because with what Rayleigh said, it actually does make legitimate sense, because at the core of what hockey is, hockey is all based on willpower, and a lot of the times your will, things like whenever you have a strong will to win, when you have a strong will to win, it whenever you have a will to win, it does get stronger, and depending on how much stress you're under. So when doing things like playing a sport or fighting. So in this case, Rayleigh's whole explanation in this chapter about Luffy's will getting stronger stronger the more powerful enemies he's fight does definitely make sense. And I am curious to see as to where this little plot, so where this is going to be going, because I think this was kind of one of those things where it was a hint towards the fact that Luffy is going to receive an increase in power very soon. But I wonder if it's just going to be his observation hockey, because the way that Luffy was talking about, he was talking about, I'm going to keep fighting him until I can until pretty much until I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep fighting Katakuri until I can learn to predict the future as well. So it seems like more than likely the main focus of what's going to get stronger and at the end result of this fight is Luffy's observation hockey. But it would, it would almost make sense in a way if he was to. I don't think it would just be his observation hockey though, because I mean observation hockey is probably going to be the one main focus here. But wouldn't it also make sense if his hockey gets stronger, then that would also mean his armament hockey, and his armament hockey would also get stronger? Like it's just one of those things where, like it is one of those things with as me questioning, like, is only Luffy's observation hockey gonna get strong from this, or is his armament hockey too? Because I think it would make sense for if his will gets stronger, then both types of hockey would definitely get stronger. But by the end result of this, yeah. And I know I keep writing this frame, but it will be interesting to see if this does actually lead to anything beyond just his hockey getting stronger. Because if it does actually lead to if done correctly, this could. I mean, this is Oda, so he's probably gonna find definitely some interesting way to pull it off. But it would be interesting to see if Luffy does manage to take at least just the first step. I'm sorry, I don't sound like a fanboy, but I just want to see I want to see what Luffy's freaking awakening is like. Like, I want to see Luffy take that first step, pretty much towards getting his awakening. Like, I know I'm sounding like a total broken record about that, but yeah, I really want to see Luffy I really just want to see what Luffy's awakening is like, and this might. If Luffy ends up strengthening his hockey by this, it could also mean the first step towards Luffy getting an awakening as well. I don't know if it's actually going to happen here, but it would probably be the first step, you would think. But yeah, because I mean it with pretty much awakening. I imagine it depends on how stronger your how much stronger your devil fruit gets. And with Luffy, he has constantly done things that push his devil fruit to the max. So yeah. Now the one thing actually that really caught my attention in this episode, aside from all the other greatness we had, is Karen mentioning there being a full moon tonight. And if I remember correctly, like, I pretty much forgive me, all my high school science knowledge is a little shaky, but if I remember correctly, with there being a full moon, when a full moon occurs, the sea has a habit of rising and falling depending on where the position of the moon is in the sky. So It's so knowing that this kind of seems like one of those setups where in the final moments the Straw Hats are gonna bank their escape on the rise or fall pretty much of the moon. Like it just kind of seems like it is going in that direction just pretty much with Kara mentioning that, but I don't know for sure. Like I said, my knowledge of moon and how it affects the tides is a little shaky, so I can't say for certain. But it does kind of seem that way. But then that also raises the question: how much longer is this gonna take? Because I don't know if they're gonna if they're gonna escape, if they're gonna make their escape. You'd think it would happen even before the full moon, but yeah, I don't know. But they try and make it before nightfall. But yeah, guys, but I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and let me down in the comment section below what you guys think of this whole of carrots of carrots of carrots of carrots of carrots little things, just carrots actual carrots little of Carrot's little comment. Just, yeah, write down below what you thought of that. But, yeah, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.